Greetings, schools. I'm your host, Spooky Creepy J, and tonight we are examining another episode of
Tales from the Crypt.
Tonight's edition stars a young Steve Buscemi who plays Ike, a sailor war photographer, as well as his superior who lost his touch, Dalton. Dalton was played by Roger Daltrey, the founder of The Who. We meet Ike and Dalton on a flight back home. Ike invites Dalton to come over for supper and gives him a whiff of his stinky incense balls from Iraq. Dalton meets his boss to turn in his photographs, and his boss tells Dalton that his work sucks. But Ike's, his work is excellent. Dalton tells his boss he has a tip in South America, and that's where they're going to head to next. So Dalton decides to swing by Ike's house. They have a nice meal, and Dalton drinks a couple of bottles of wine and stares at Ike's bombshell babe, Bobby. Ike's gotta take a leak and insists that Bobby and Dalton have a dance. So they do. Ike's girlfriend, Bobby, is very loyal to her man. She loves Ike wholeheartedly, and she admits that her boyfriend Ike admires Dalton. So Bobby asks Dalton to keep an eye on him for her, which Dalton agrees to. When Ike returns from the restroom, the two lovers scurry off to make love, which Dalton creepily watches from the doorway. When they're finished, Bobby grabs a funny cigarette in the kitchen and shares it with Dalton.
Like you at home, I wouldn't be out there risking my neck for a few lousy pictures. What if he doesn't come back?
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, but what if he doesn't?
I'd probably die myself.
Now that would be a tragedy.
Don't.
What's up?
You're very strong and you're very attractive. Isaac worships you, but you see, Dalton, I worship Isaac. Take care of him for me, hey? Take care of my baby.
The next day, they're back in the sky on the way to South America. Dalton sees a ghost? At least I think that's what's going on here. The ghost shows him a lead to a gruesome spot for pictures he wouldn't believe. One catch though, everyone that goes there doesn't come back. It's accessible to get to, but highly contaminated. So the boys land, and Salucci starts some shit with Dalton. But then Dalton tells the boys he's going down to Valmalara, the dead zone. Ike wants to go with him. When Dalton declines, Ike asks if he could go instead of Dalton, but that isn't well received either.
You little fuck.
What?
You play that all shucks thing just like a fucking pro. The truth is you're a jackal, just trying to deprive me of one last walk in the sun.
No, man, that ain't it.
This is my last chance to get back to where I was at the start of this fucking pig circus, and you're gonna take it away from me?
No way. Hey, Dalton, come on, man. You said it yourself about being too jaded, and this is like an opportunity. We'd share the shots.
Share the shots. Share the fucking shots! Get out of my face. You go.
Hey, I'm sorry, man.
Go. You're right, you can capture it much better than me. You can share.
Dalton has a change of heart and tells Ike to go on his own, so they separate and Ike walks into the jungle unarmed. The boys get back that night, and Dalton goes to check up on Ike. Ike tells him he's got a ton of great shots today.
I'm just writing Bobby a postcard now, tell him about it. But you gotta see it, Dalton. I mean, even you can get a good shot.
That night he wakes up screaming. Ike feels like he's on fire. Dalton gives him some water and he pukes immediately. Dalton runs out of the tent and Little Wing comes to see what's going on. Dalton tells Little Wing that he's going to take care of Ike, don't worry about it, but tells Ike that someone's on the radio getting him help.
Can I tell you something? You look like shit. Really? You're starting to look like the house salad, dressed in on the side.
Valera.
You got it, brother. Those peasants weren't killed by no artillery rounds. You're deep in the hurt locker now.
Why?
Why do you think, Isaac? I'm on the comeback trail. Who would look after that sweet little girl of yours? Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna get me some fresh air. No offense, brother, but you're starting to get a little ripe.
The next morning, an absolutely disgusting zombie-looking Ike stumbles out to talk to the boys. Dalton shoots him about 6 times and tells the sailors that they gotta burn him or risk contamination. Dalton brings Ike's photos to his boss and passes them off as his own, successfully stealing his dead pal's work. He then goes over to Bobby's for dinner.
You were there. Did he suffer?
No. He went very, very peacefully.
There was this letter came with his postcard and packages. It was a crazy letter saying how you sent him to that village knowing he'd get sick. How Isaac took the pictures, you didn't. How after he was sick, you shot him dead.
It was from a Dominic Salucci.
Then they smoke a funny cigarette before getting jiggy with it.
Whatever he had, we've now got. Isaac sent me some of that balsam from the village. We just smoked it.
Dalton runs into the bathroom to wash the blood off of himself. As he's washing, his nose falls off into the sink. I don't know about you guys, but this episode did it for me. The body horror elements were so gruesome and terrifying. I couldn't even show you guys the good stuff, so if you're a gorehound, I highly recommend checking the full episode out. This episode was admittedly grotesque, but what I enjoyed most about it was how nicely they developed the characters in 22 minutes. The character of Bobby and her relationship with Ike made me care about Ike much more than I otherwise would have. The deep love she had for Ike was sweet, but in the end, turned deadly. This series came up with the spookiest ways to get back at the antagonist for their wrongdoings, and this episode was right on the money there. Dalton had to suffer just like Ike did, but poor Bobby. She's what the kids call ride or die. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you'd like to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments which episode you want to see covered next.